right age to enter the V-realm alone, so I'm sending you there to find the one meant for you. But be cautious, you can't let anyone know that you are my son and that you aren't like them." "Yes, father." So my dad opens the portal for me and I head on through it. After falling through the end of the portal and see land, so I spread my wings and catch my fall and land on the ground. I spot a huge mountain with a cave, and it's surrounded by volcanoes. So I fly to the mountain cave and take a look inside before deciding to live here until my objective is finished. I set up my futon and rest until morning. Hours pass as smoothly as ever, and soon enough I've awakened from my sleep and decide to walk around the city. So I grab my trench coat and slightly ripped shorts, then fly out to the entrance of the city and landed, as well as putting my wings away. As I step into the city I start looking for jobs that I can handle. Soon enough I found one. It's a cashier at a place called the Golden Dragon, so I sign an application and pass my interview. As I'm walking towards the entrance to the city I stopped walking suddenly. I looked up and I saw a building called Vocaloid Combat University. Wait, I remember that father said something about attending a college was the only way to find the one meant for you, so I followed his orders and signed up for it. I also received a paper for requirements that I'll need to attend, and enough money to buy them all. So I step out of the college and headed to the store to buy the items I need. After shopping I head towards a small cafe and bought me a cup of warmed coffee and a sandwich. After eating I pay up and head back to my mountain cave to sleep in. The next day I woke up and put my trench coat on along with a pair of black jeans. As well as my new messenger bag and a packed lunch. I fly out of my cave into the usual spot to land, as well as landing and walking to VCU. I hear a voice from behind saying, "You're Raid, correct?" I turned around and replied saying, "Yes I am. Let me guess, you're the headmaster?" The person nodded and asks me to follow him to his office. So I nod and followed him there. "So you are Raid, correct?" I nod and he smiles before telling me where to go and tells me the rules of being here. So after about 5 minutes I stepped out of his office and head to first period class. "Well class, we have a new student from today on, please step in and introduce yourself please," the teacher says. So I step in and tell them my name before heading to take a seat in the desk. I set my messenger bag on my desk. Then I heard someone whisper to me. I silently reply, "What?" The voice came from a girl with short green hair, goggles and a similar outfit to mine. "I'm Gumi Megpoid, nice to meet ya." I nod and whispered, "Same here." After class, the bell rang for lunch. So I got up and started my way to the door just before I felt someone tug on my coat, so I turn around and see Gumi and I ask, "What is it?" She made a cute face and asked if she could eat with me. I take a quick sigh and nodded. She smiled widely and followed me to the park. "I've never seen you before, and this city is the only source of life here. Who are you?" "Me? I'm just here to be here, also I'm just me," I replied as I took a bite of my sandwich. "What about you, Gumi? What's it like here in the city and college?" I asked her as I took another bite from my sandwich. "Well, my parents don't really like me because of my personality, so I live alone, and yes, it is rough. It's rude and cruel to dislike someone for who they are. Believe me, I know how it is," I replied with a soothing tone. Gumi smiles with tears in her eyes, and hugs me. I sit there holding her in my arms. After about 5 minutes she pulls away and thanks me for soothing her. I nod and we continue to eat our lunches. Shortly after we get into classes and do our work. Class is over for the day, so I get my stuff together and head towards the college's gates when I was stopped by Gumi. "What's up, Gumi?" I asked her. She replied asking me if she could go out for dinner with me. I blushed in surprise and asked her where at. She replies saying the Golden Dragon. I looked at her in surprise and say, "The Golden Dragon? I work there, sure we can go wherever you want." She smiles wide and shouts, "Let's go then," as she pulls me by the arm. And so we went to the restaurant and ate, plus we got half off our every order. The next day I wake up and fold my futon and change for the college. I flew to the usual spot and walked into the city from there. To the least of my expectation, Gumi was waiting for me at the gates. "Hi Gumi, what are you doing in front of the gates? We'll be late for classes," I say as I bring her to the classroom door and I open the door for her and she walks to her desk and I after. So the day in class goes by as usual and we eat lunch at the same place, but Gumi asks me a question I wasn't expecting. "Wanna go to the fair after class?" I replied saying sure, I don't see why not. She smiled and hugged me as well as saying thanks. So after class we head out to this fair she was talking about. After walking for about 5 minutes we arrive at a fair and she runs on squeezing my arm, taking from me place to place. "Alright Gumi, I'm running out of cash, we can do one more thing so choose wisely." She nodded and pointed at a photo booth. "You wanna go there? Alright, maybe a picture for memories is a good idea." So we walked to the booth and got our pictures taken and head out to the exit of the fair. And shortly after that Gumi kissed me and I blushed as red can be. She pulls away and says see you at class tomorrow. Just before